o'clock. Daniel is back. Happy to have you here, sir.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back.
All right, this is Ark Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
I'm Dan Schrack. We have a jam-packed show, 2 hours to get through. So let's run down what we have brewing for you this morning.
Today, we're getting a sneak peek at an event that's helping you turn your big ideas into a booming business. We'll learn more about the upcoming Rochester Startup Summit, and we'll tell you how to get involved.
And then hold on to your buns, because we're learning more about a first-of-its-kind race happening this weekend. And let's just say it's for a franktastic time. That's coming up in this morning's Trending Now.
And then later, we're looking ahead. The 19th Ward Community Association prepares to celebrate their 60th anniversary. We'll take a closer look at their homecoming event and the... What?
It's my neighborhood.
Yes. Okay. Well, they have some special stuff planned.
Yeah. Some people had some special stuff planned there. Before all of that, we want to get a check of some of our top local headlines. Stephanie Joseph has our Wednesday morning news break.
Well, good morning there, guys. We begin with the results from local school budget votes. Many districts seeing their budgets and propositions approved. In Monroe County, Brighton, Greece, Pittsford, East Rochester, and Fairport's budgets all passed. In the surrounding area, Avon, Honeoye Falls, Lima, and Victor and Wyoming residents also said yes to the district's funding requests. But that was not the case for all districts. Voters in the Caledonia, Mumford, and Canandaigua districts rejected their respective proposals. As for propositions, the Churchville, Chi-Light, Hilton, and Spencerport school districts saw rejections to purchase electric school buses, trying to comply with state mandates. And voters in Penfield coming out in droves to cast their ballots, some waiting upwards of half an hour. Community members passed the $128 million budget after a school year marked by controversy. Now, earlier this year, the district faced backlash over a children's book, leading to threats that canceled board meetings and an incident where someone showed up in a gorilla suit wearing a MAGA hat. Taxpayers say this kind of division should not be the only reason people show up to vote. A 35-year-old man is facing charges this morning after a fight on the city's northwest side involving a sword. Now, it happened yesterday afternoon on Lexington Avenue near Maryland Street. Rochester police tell us 3 people were fighting when one of them brought out a sword. All 3 were cut by that sword and taken to the hospital for what we're told are non-life-threatening injuries. Now, as of this morning, specific charges have not been announced. The Department of Justice has opened an investigation into former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. This comes after a referral from congressional Republicans who accuse Cuomo of lying during investigations into his administration's COVID-19 response. Cuomo is currently considered a top candidate in the race for New York City mayor. A spokesperson for the former governor saying, quote, "We've never been informed of any such matter, so why would someone leak it now?" The answer is obvious. This is lawfare and election interference, plain and simple, something President Trump and his top Department of Justice officials say they are against. And that statement goes on to say, quote, "Governor Cuomo testified truthfully to the best of his recollection about events from 4 years earlier, and he offered to address any follow-up questions from the subcommittee. But from the beginning, this was all transparently political." For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Back to you.
All right, Steph, thank you. We'll get to the forecast now. We are going to see quite a bit of rain out there, not just today, but for the next several days.
Yeah, but meteorologist Marty Snyder is here now, and he's saying that some of it might clear out just in time for the long holiday weekend.
That's it. I think it's the long game that we're going to be playing here. It's going to be kind of stubborn for the short term, and you can see it building in, not quite across the entire area yet, but especially south and southwest of Rochester. That is where that focus is right now. And this is just over the past couple hours that it's made that very slow northeasterly progress. So it's going to take a while to really fill in across the entire area. But as we head through the remainder of the morning, that will gradually play out across the region as that starts to fill in a little more. So in general, cloud cover is going to hold on pretty well. A couple of places we're lucky enough to see a glimpse of sun right at sunrise, right before the sun rose above the cloud cover. But that was about it for the entire day. That's what we'll see. Temperatures today mainly in the 50s for highs. And then longer term, as I mentioned, next few days, that rain is going to be stubborn. We're going to see it on and off. There will be some temporary breaks, but that theme is pretty much set. Cloud cover holds, occasional rain through that time frame. A lot of 50s for highs. Keep in mind, average high is 71 this time of year. And then as we head through the weekend, I think it'll be a gradual improvement that we see play out. Some 60s by Sunday, maybe near 70 by Memorial Day. So again, much longer term, we see that improvement. But again, short term, that cloud cover holds on. And throughout the morning today, we see that rain gradually build in and across the area. So just be ready for that as that makes its way through.
All right, Marty, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Hey, let's go off the top now and start with some stories that have piqued our interest. I'm going to kick things off for us this Wednesday. Look, it's graduation season, and I love a good graduation moment as much as anyone else, but this story might be the perfect example of something that's sweet and also kind of ridiculous at the same time. So over the weekend, a graduate from the University at Buffalo named Jean-Paul R. Arab made headlines for walking across the commencement stage holding his infant son. I believe we've got some video of it. The baby, you'll see him here dressed in a tiny cap and gown. Wait for it. There we go. Quick little appearance there. It was really an Instagrammable moment. But here's the thing. He was told not to do it. He says he made a promise, though, to his son that they could cross the stage together, which sounds nice, except when you watch this video again, look at it, that baby is no more than 4 or 5 months old. He doesn't know what a stage is. He doesn't know what a promise is. And while I respect that this father worked multiple jobs, took care of his child, and finished with a degree, which is no small feat, let's be honest, if everybody brought their family on stage, these ceremonies would last 12 hours. UB, like most universities, has rules to keep commencements running smoothly and safely. And it's not because they don't want you to have a special moment. It's because you're one of 1,000 people also trying to have a special moment. This dad claims he was initially told that this was okay. And now if that is the case, fine, then this miscommunication needs to be addressed between he and the school. But security, and you saw him there, police tried to stop him, and he did it anyway. And now this is all over social media, and it's being framed kind of as an inspiring story when it's kind of a self-centered story, I would say. I'm glad he got his degree. I'm glad he loves his son, but maybe we don't need to turn a group celebration into a personal showcase. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your kid is follow the rules, because that is a lesson that they will actually remember.
Wow. Can we see the video again? Can we see it one more time?
Yeah.
That's
it happens
wild.
so
It's
fast.
So quick.
Fast. You see security, and then you see a police officer.
At first, I thought he dropped the baby.
You'll see it on the right-hand side. There we go. There's security, there's police. And there we go.
Okay.
His hat fell off. That's
His
what
hat,
he was picking
yes, the
up.
cap. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's cheering. Is he the last one in line?
Yes, he was the last one there.
Okay.
Last one to cross the stage.
So, wow. Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, you got to follow the rules. Mm-hmm. That's my thought. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think you made a good point there with, if your family's there to support you, like, why not have all of them go across the stage?
Yeah.
Because there are thousands of people that are walking. Mm-hmm. It's a quick process. Graduation is like super, super, super long. Mm-hmm. And the point of it is to get people moving, get them out of there so they can go celebrate with their friends and family. And, it's about the individual graduate. It's also not about one single person. We haven't covered UB's graduation at all. But now we're focusing on this one person.
Exactly.
So I think it just kind of takes away from that special moment.
Yeah.
But, I think it's great that he was like, my son helped me get through this or whatever it was.
Sure.
That's awesome. But
Sure.
celebrate at home,
I think it's just, you got to be respectful to everyone in that audience and every one of your peers who also made that journey. And listen, there were 1,000 graduates or whatever there were. You got to imagine at least one of them has a kid around that same age who they would have liked to have walked across the stage with them. Now, again, if the school said that this was okay and then reneged on that, went back and said, no, we're not going to let you do this now, that's a different story. That needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You're absolutely right. We'll wait to see what UB has to say.
Wait to see.
All right, we'll move along to my story now. Today marks a really important day in history. It marks the anniversary of one of the world's most recognizable humanitarian organizations. I'm talking about the American Red Cross. While it is a global organization, its American roots trace right back here to our area. The American Red Cross was founded in 1881 by a woman whose name is associated with kindness, compassion, and resilience, Clara Barton. She was known as the Angel of the Battlefield during the Civil War when she brought supplies, comfort, and care to wounded soldiers fighting on the battlefield. She would often put herself right on the front lines where a lot of people were scared to go. Once the war was over, she headed off to Europe to learn about the International Red Cross. It had been founded a few decades earlier by Henry Dunant in Switzerland. She learned about it and decided that was something that the United States needed too. So when she got back home, she jumped right in, quickly establishing the first American chapter of the Red Cross in none other than Dansville, New York, not too far from us at all. The purpose of her time in Dansville originally was to rest and recover after all of those years of humanitarian work. But she was like, I'm not too keen on the idea of rest. So instead, she launched this very first chapter. While the International Red Cross focused on wartime aid, Barton expanded this idea, including natural disasters like tornadoes, fires, hurricanes, and floods. It was her idea that the Red Cross should help wherever and whenever it was needed. From big cities to very small towns, the Red Cross, as we know, shows up for anyone who needs it. Today, her idea has expanded even further than that. Blood drives, support for military families, CPR training, assistance for those who have lost their homes because of disaster. You name it, they are quick to arrive. They even played a major role during the COVID-19 pandemic, helping with testing, vaccines, and public health education. It is active in every single state. And Clara Barton believed everyone deserves help no matter the circumstance. So on this anniversary, it's worth remembering that humanity should always come first. Doesn't matter where, when, your social status. Even in the darkest moments, there is always light to get us through. And I think the Red Cross is a great example of that shining light.
Absolutely. Now, listen, politics aside, like them or not in New York State, as New Yorkers, we have so much to be proud of. Yeah. We have our hand in history in just about everything in this state.
Yeah.
There are other states that, they've done a lot, but maybe I'm a little biased here because I'm from New York State.
Yep.
We have a lot to be proud of.
We really
do.
Rich history for sure.
Yes.
And, just so many important things have been formed here.
Yeah. I mean, from abolitionists to women's rights to free apples.
New York State apples.
We've got it all, people. Dairy cows. You
Beautiful.
name it.
The great state of New York.
The great
Excelsior.
state of New York. And pretty soon with that new yogurt plant going in, I believe we're supposed to be the leader in, Greek yogurt?
Yogurt
in
manufacturing?
the country?
Amazing. What can't we do here in New York?
Not much.
We still have a lot to come. This morning on Arc Rochester, when we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez, who is being grilled this morning. Actually, I think he's being smoked.
Is he?
I don't know. What are they doing out there?
We're going to have to wait and find out. Don't go anywhere. And don't forget, if you do have to head out, you can catch us on the live stream. Arc Rochester is streaming live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel as well as foxrochester.com. Take us with you as you head for the door. We're back after this. May 16th, this month is dedicated to barbecue. And there's no shortage of BBQ. Do people say BBQ?
I've never heard it. What?
Ashley? She's not watching the show either.
Just hitting the space bar, timing it out.
You're a jerk.
Keep going.
Okay, all right.
It's a rough day.
It's been really bad. There's a barbecue joint in Canandaigua that serves up all the classics. Chris Lopez is there. He's still eating. Chris, just go.
Just talk.
Please go.
Everyone's watching us, Dan. That's neither here nor
fans of
there.
the show.
We've been here all morning in Canandaigua, Lincoln on Main, showing off the different spots here. 8,500 square feet. We've been at the pit. We've been in the music room. We've been in the dining room. Now we're at one of my favorite places, the bar. I'm going to go over to Brian. He is the owner here and a bartender for at least a little bit now.
Yeah.
What do you guys serve up here?
We serve pretty much everything you need. Yeah, we got the full bar. You know, draft beer, canned beer, cider, any hard liquor, anything you need.
But the bar, when's the bar open? Is it open all the time?
The bar is mostly open when we have the bigger concerts here.
Okay.
But if you do come here for dinner, it would be, you just ask the wait staff up front. They'd make you a drink.
Okay. And speaking of making a drink, one of my favorite drinks, the old fashioned. You guys serve that up here?
Yeah, I can make that happen.
Can I have one? We're going to equip this with the barbecue that I'm about to have. Love me an old fashioned. Very simple. Tastes great, especially when you have a good bourbon. You have a good whiskey in there. I love mezcal ones as well. This is one. It's going to be amazing as well. What kind of bourbon are you putting in this?
Bullet.
Bullet bourbon. Yeah. Great choice. You going to garnish this?
I got you.
Maraschino cherries. There we go. Thank you so much. Yeah. And you're renovating this place. This is not really going to look the same.
No, in 2 years, we hopefully all the renovations will be done. You know, we want to tear down some walls. We got to get another bar in here, a bar in the venue. We're going to, it's going to be completely different than what you look at. We're looking to put a patio in the parking lot with some garage doors out there, kind of like a Nashville style with sprawling music out into the parking lots and throughout the whole building. That's our goal.
I want to address the sign out there is going to confuse people, and I want you to address it too.
So it took us about 18 months to get the permitting to change the sign. And then I ordered the sign, and it's been taking forever to get the sign here. So soon, we're hoping that the sign's going to change. When the sign changes, we're doing grand opening.
Yeah, and
Lincoln on Main.
The sign I'm saying is when you're driving down this street on Main here in Canandaigua, you're going to see the Villager, I believe, that's out there. Big green sign. That is not correct.
The signs on the building are correct.
Yes.
It says Lincoln on Main.
The signs on the building here are correct. It's going to be Lincoln on Main, but the huge sign that you're going to see will say the Villager. And we're in another room here. This is where all the live music happens pretty much.
So on Friday and Saturday, we have free live music. It's usually a duel. There's, it's acoustic version. It's nothing crazy. So that's here every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 8.
Okay.
Got our friend Austin Sheets
star in the room.
Our friend.
Austin Sheets, executive chef here, pitmaster here. What do we got on the plate?
Fan favorite. We've been talking about it all morning. Our brisket plate, 8 ounces of brisket, couple sides, cornbread, sauce. Yeah, you don't need a fork.
And I asked everyone in here who works here, what's your favorite thing? Everyone said brisket. Why? How?
Takes the longest, looks the best.
Tastes the best.
Easy.
It's the best brisket in town, by far.
Can't beat it.
No.
You cannot beat that. I love that. Savory, a little bit of sweetness, and then I like that salty kick in there. Let's even it out with the cornbread. Brian, what are your hours?
We're
going to switch soon.
Yeah, after Memorial Day weekend, we'll be open every day but Tuesday from 11 to 9. Every day.
Check this place out. I got to finish my plate over here. I got to finish my drink. We got one more hit coming up for you guys. Our Arc Rochester live music. The lake is about 3 minutes, I'd say, 3-4
it's
minutes.
about a half a mile from here.
Yeah, literally half a mile. Canandaigua Lake is beautiful. This place is beautiful. Back to you guys in Rochester,
What I
Henrietta.
find concerning about all of it is people at home know more about Chris Lopez's dietary habits than they need to.
So true. We watch you eat every morning, Chris. It's getting ridiculous.
Are we gonna, Chris, I'm wondering, after this, next week, are we gonna go to the doctors and get your arteries checked together?
I'm going to my primary care physician today, actually here in Canandaigua. So we're going to get some blood work done. We're going to get all that. I will come back
sure
with a
you bring
Vosot
this
for you guys
footage.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah, bring this footage, Lopez.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, when we come back, we'll have this morning's weather trivia with Mark.
Arc Rochester returns after this.
All right, welcome back. Meteorologist Mark McLean is here with a look at today's rain and our weather trivia.
Yeah, this is quite a stretch of rain coming up, right?
Yeah.
Good for the growing season?
Yeah, bad for our moods, though.
Bad, yeah, I guess so. So maybe we should have a question about that. You know, yesterday we had a chance of frost in the forecast yesterday morning. It was a cold start out there, but we've had temperatures above 32 degrees now for quite some time. So the question today for the trivia is related to the growing season. Let's talk about, now that the threat of frost is out of the forecast, the growing season continues for Rochester. Do you know how long? And first, let me define growing season. So this is the period where you go from your last freeze to your first freeze in the fall. So this would be above 32 degrees throughout that whole period. So how many days, how many consecutive days does Rochester usually stay above 32 degrees throughout the year? Is it 120 days? Is it 150 days? Is it 180 days? Or is it 210 days? Again, this would be the average. Right?
Yeah.
So, above freezing.
Yeah, above 32. Some crops will start to grow. You take like peas, for instance. They're really cold hardy. You can actually put them in the ground in late March, early April, and they'll tolerate some cold air. Things like lettuce tolerate cold. Things like celery will tolerate cold. Parsley will tolerate cold to a certain degree below freezing, but a lot of stuff will just if it's 32 or under. Dan is breaking out his calculator here.
Yeah. Well, here's okay. So my thought is just the reverse of this question.
Yeah.
How many months of the year are 32 or below?
Oh, right. So, I mean,
November, December, January, February.
Okay. But can
Part
we,
of October, part of March.
right?
Even part
So-
of April?
Part of April.
Yeah.
Did you already count April?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think I've got a good idea.
So you can do some math there and kind of get an idea.
And this is average, right?
This will be average, yeah. Not the extremes of short versus long. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I feel
Okay.
good.
All right.
We'll get there.
We'll have that answer coming up at 9 o'clock. It's on Facebook too. If you want to put in a guess for yourself, or maybe if you're a gardener, you probably have a really good idea on that number right there. But let's talk about forecast today. It's just gloomy. You know, everything out there is going to get a really good drink over the next couple of days. Cloudy sky. We've got 49 degrees, so well above that freezing point. The rain. It's at least it avoided the morning commute for this morning. It's to the southwest of Rochester. It's moving in steadily. But it's going to take its sweet time lifting to the northeast. So, if you're watching from Wayne County, you probably have another hour or two of mainly rain-free weather, but areas to the south are already into that steady rain and will likely stay there for a good chunk of today. It's one of these setups where we have slow-moving low pressure again. This is the third week in a row that we've had a setup like this. And this low is just going to kind of spin just to our southwest. You'll see it come into view later this evening. That red L there sitting over Lake Erie just kind of sends wave after wave of moisture. You see that counterclockwise flow on your screen on that forecast map, just sending some more rain showers our way for Thursday. And it's really not going to be until late in the weekend and early next week that we really start to have a chance to really start to clear things out. So by late this afternoon, it's a quarter inch to possibly a half inch. You add on what could fall during the overnight tonight and into Thursday, and you start to see some spots like Batavia up over an inch. And it's one of these scenarios, if you have a sump pump in your basement, just make sure it's going. It's not going to necessarily create any chance for flooding. It's nice and orderly rainfall. If I had to call it something, orderly would be the word I would use. It's falling over a long duration, which also helps us out. It's not one of those thunderstorm 2-inch flash flooding kind of scenarios. It's just a long duration rain event. And this is where it's going to help us. If you have allergies, Dr. Hartel's office sends us this report every single day. It's the oak, the birch, and the walnut trees out there that are making you sniffle and sneeze. So it's going to wash some of that pollen out of the air. Also the grass pollen in that low count, which will also increase, obviously. The lawns are going to be nice and happy after this soaking rainfall. But, temps in the low to mid 50s with clouds and steady rain. We're just not going to get that number to move much. But I guess the nice part about this is if you have plans towards the late weekend and early next week, it does look like it's mainly dry. I just want to stress there is a small chance of a shower also on Sunday. Some of the data keeps scattered showers in for Saturday as well. But back to near 70 for Monday and Tuesday. The high temperature in the upper 60s looks like it's a mainly dry start to next week.
All right, so a little bit of improvement.
It's a tough forecast to sell, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, between Sunday and grill time, maybe Sunday afternoon or Monday, is it going to dry up enough out there for us to enjoy those temperatures?
That's the thing, I mean, if you have a pavilion, you're out at a park somewhere, you have an inch and a half of rain, it's going to be muddy paws, and we're going to have muddy paws coming up at 9 o'clock.
We don't all have
a
pavilions
I know.
at our
the gazebo
house.
in your yard.
No.
Yeah.
Or your deck will be dry. Okay, your deck. Do we have a deck or a patio?
Fancy.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a deck or a patio.
Oh boy.
Not much anymore.
No. So
Oh no.
that's a little behind the scenes right there. Yeah.
For the allergies.
What do you have, Dan?
I'm sorry, it's really not funny. It's not
I know.
funny at all.
It's-
Okay, so 29 days till summer,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We like that.
Yep, good.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more to come here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
Welcome, sorry.
That's okay.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. Time to take a look at some of the stories that people are talking about in this morning's Trending Now.
Ashley, I am not saying this. Not a chance.
What?
Dan, you read it.
This Friday, get your wieners ready.
Oscar Mayer is hosting the first ever Weenie 500 at the legendary Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's a high-stakes showdown that'll feature a fleet of 6 Wienermobiles, each sporting a new look and representing a regional hot dog favorite. Daniel, what do those include?
I don't know. Those weenies look good, though. They include the Chai Dog, the New York Dog, the Sonoran Dog, the Slaw Dog, the Chili Dog, and the Seattle Dog.
All right, so the 6 wieners will duke it out on the track for the top spot in the Wiener Circle.
Yeah, fans can even pick their favorite wiener on DraftKings. On DraftKings. I can't do this show today,
It's
people.
really bad.
Try to win part of the, and they'll win a $10,000 prize.
Yeah, fans can also expect custom hot dogger racing suits and even a condiment spray trophy celebration. You can watch the race this Friday at 2 p.m. on the Fox Sports app. I would just like to say our brand new intern just walked into the studio. It's like her second day here, and I feel so bad.
What's it? She just walked in and just walked out of the studio, too.
Put in
all
her
at
2
the same
weeks.
time.
Yikes.
All right, let's move along. If you're getting ready to get married and perhaps creating a registry, forget the crystal. Forget the Chinaware and appliances, because one retailer is offering the ultimate wedding gifts.
The British store chain Tesco has launched a range of wedding gift packages featuring unconventional but useful stuff. So here are the packages. There's the Tesco Really Useful Stuff for $85. It contains 5 12-roll packs of toilet paper, garbage bags, 2 tubes of toothpaste, paper towels, hand soap, and shower products.
We like that. They have the I Love Brew for $52. It's a 6-month supply of tea and biscuits.
Not what I think when I think of brew, but that's okay. The Dine-In Dates bundle is $96, a collection of Tesco's ready-made meals and wine.
The retailer says they understand the packages are not romantic, but said they're more realistic for the real needs of couples looking to navigate life. I like that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. The chain said it had the idea for the gift packages after conducting a survey earlier this month. Nearly 90% of the participants agreed the need for practical gifts is greater than it used to be.
You know, listen, I think this is interesting because when you get married, a gift card to like the grocery store.
Yeah, it's really
That's
helpful.
a great gift.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like
you
that.
use, if you get China, you use it maybe once a year?
Yeah.
If that.
Absolutely. And you end up having to put it out because Aunt Betty's coming over for the holiday and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, like the China's not pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What?
No, Aunt Betty.
No, Aunt Betty is 82. She is sweet as pie. All right, our final story. We want to know how far you travel just for a certain food or snack, or how far you would be willing to travel
All right.
for a certain food or snack.
According to a new study, nearly a third of Americans have traveled somewhere just for food. A food.
Okay. Yeah, I leave
One
that.
particular food.
Oh, over 200%, over 20% of participants say they've even crossed state lines for one specific snack.
10% have even traveled to another country? Okay.
The survey also found that 41% of people would even pay for a second suitcase when traveling just to bring this snack back from vacation.
Do we get to find out?
What is the snack?
It's anything. So that's what I'm saying. So do you have a particular snack in mind? Just that you have to travel for. It's exclusive to a certain state. Or like, for instance, people travel to Buffalo for the buffalo wings. The authentic.
Who calls them buffalo wings?
People that aren't from Buffalo. Hey, give me
That's
some.
what I'm
Give me
saying.
some. All right. No.
But is there
Well,
something?
no.
People travel far and wide for food.
I don't think so. No. No.
Nothing is coming to mind. Like,
Chicago hot dogs.
I'm not going to go to Chicago to get a hot dog.
just make it at
Well,
home.
people do. That's what this story is about.
So let me get this straight.
drive to Oswego for a cheeseburger sub.
Okay.
You do?
I would.
Have you before?
Have you?
haven't.
Okay, then sorry, that's
It doesn't count.
that
then,
doesn't count.
Mark.
I'm trying to think.
Like nothing is coming to
No,
mind.
like
right now.
there are things that I've had. Like as a kid, we used to go to Crystal Beach in Canada.
Oh.
Okay, and
yep.
they sold French fries on the boardwalk there, and we would get French fries. And like that was great, but we didn't go to Crystal Beach to get French fries.
Yeah.
That's like the line.
So
it
people-
has to be just a trip
Okay.
for that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think I feel that passionately about anything.
No.
Yeah. Mark makes a good point. I don't know if you can hear him, but he said we have a lot of good food around here. We're
That
very
may
fortunate.
be, well, I'm thinking that might be why this is not clicking with us.
Could be.
Because we do have such a bevy of options, a wide array of anything and everything you want. And
I have one.
we've got some great grocers. Where would you go for what,
I
Ashley?
have
Where?
traveled to Canada, over to the Niagara Falls side of Canada, and just to get bubblegum ice cream. It is my favorite ice cream, and only Canada has it.
That is not true.
That's
It is.
not
Look it
true.
up.
Perry's used to have bubblegum
Yes,
ice
but they
cream.
don't have it anymore, so you have to go over.
I bet
border.
that shop in Victor
Absolutely.
has bubblegum ice cream. What was the name of it? Something V's. Molly V's.
Molly
Yes,
V's.
thank you. They definitely
sure they-
have it.
They don't.
What?
They certainly do.
Do we have time here?
They certainly don't.
Molly V's bubblegum.
Yeah, just
Let's
take all the
see.
time you need. That's fine.
If not, we need to make this a thing.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
came up as Molly versus bubblegum, and we're just gonna.
All right, we'll look into it, Ashley. But
Yeah,
that is bananas.
it is. No, I'm not traveling somewhere just for a food.
If you at home think that we should travel somewhere for a specific food,
Yeah.
let us know on YouTube because we're streaming live.
We are.
You have the ability to comment, and we have the ability to see your comments. Let us know where we should go, and maybe Dan and I will hit the road.
Yeah,
We'll
send
bring
us
Mark,
an
too.
email
Yeah.
if you're driving.
Not if you're
News
driving.
at 13wham.com.
All right, we gotta go. 8:40. When we come back, Chris Lopez still eating.
Yeah,
Big shocker.
boy, oh boy. Don't forget, as Abby mentioned, Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're also on foxrochester.com, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
I know. We're back after the break.
Welcome back. The month of May is National Barbecue Month, and Rochester and the surrounding areas have a lot of spots to pick from.
They certainly do. In honor of the month, Chris Lopez is making stops at each and every barbecue joint. He's in Canandaigua this morning, live at Lincoln on Main, trying everything they have on the menu.
Yes, I got to survey the menu to let you guys, essentially it's quality control, and the last thing I have for quality control is this chicken sandwich right here. I'm going to bring in Pitmaster Austin Sheets. What do we got going on here? I love this. This was my favorite thing that I wanted to try, the chicken.
My favorite item to cook, it's our version of a Cornell marinade. It's a white marinade, and we throw it on the smoker and caramelize it right up so it comes off the smoker like it comes off your grill at home. Your barbecue chicken with a smoky base.
And then we have my favorite sauce, essentially, that I've probably ever tried. This is the mustard here. What is this called again?
Our Carolina Gold, house-made.
Carolina Gold. All right, enough yapping. Let's put this. You got a lot of stuff going on this past week. I don't know what was going on behind my head or anything like that. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Chris on live air here. Yeah, we got here to this weekend. We have barn salt on Friday, which is it's on the big stage. We also, during that time, we have music 6 to 8 in the dining room. And then this is our rain out spot for the Lincoln Hill Farms. We have sky coasters coming down Saturday because it's going to rain. It was supposed to be at Lincoln Hill. We're bringing it down to Lincoln on Main. And keep posted with all the music we got coming down here. We're trying to blow this place up like a Nashville barbecue joint.
Chicken sandwich, amazing. Hands down. What were you doing, first of all? Amazing. That was good stuff, my friend. That was good stuff. Wait, is that down to a science, essentially?
That's taken years to perfect.
Who came in? Did someone come in and teach you this stuff, though?
Yeah, along with my buddy Bruce here.
Bruce is back, by the way.
Yep. Kevin McCann on America's Butchers team has helped me for a couple summers now. He's a lot of the inspiration and the perfection behind this. We came up with it, and he brought his twist, and it's morphed into something great.
How does it feel to be back? You were on a few-year hiatus, New York City. I don't know what's going on.
I'm a traveling man. But it feels good to be back, and we're excited about salsa barbecue this summer for sure.
For those that don't really like barbecue or have never tried this spot, what's your guys' pitch to them to come and try this place? Anyone?
Listen, we're a craft barbecue joint. We're not like your typical barbecue place that's going to just push out, thousands of pounds a day. We're a small spot. Get in early. We're going to run out of meat most likely throughout the summer. So get in early, get your catering menu in days ahead of time so we can get you on your boat, or if you're doing a event on the lake, you got to get in early.
And then Lincoln Hill Farms, Lincoln on Main,
There's
the
the
exact
connection.
same thing, despite what
same
you
feel.
see outside with the Villager. Check this out. What do we got in here?
We got all kinds of stuff spinning around. We got a couple briskets. Finished this morning. Your ribs ready to go for lunch. She's working her way around.
Phenomenal spot here. Check this place out. It does say the Villager out there. Do not be fooled by that.
Soon to be changing.
Lincoln on Main. Check hours again.
We're open every day but Tuesday, 11 to 9 in the summertime.
There we go. Check this place out. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio on that note right there.
All right, Mr. That looks good.
It really does. Going cross-eyed over here.
Yeah, is that like black pepper on that?
No, it's char.
Oh.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know how barbecue works.
There you go.
Tofu doesn't hold up all that well.
I would imagine so.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When Arc Rochester returns, we are taking a closer look at an upcoming event designed for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we're back on the other side of the break.
8:50 this Wednesday morning. If you're looking to start your own business, a yearly event is back for the third time, looking to connect local business leaders with the resources to set them up for success.
The 2025 Startup Summit is kicking off Thursday at the Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship. And this morning, we're joined by the founder of Mamano Ventures, David Mamano, and founder of FSE Agency, Mark Washoe, to tell us all about it. Good morning to you both. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us. Good morning.
Let's get right into it. For somebody who's unfamiliar, I know this is the third time that you're doing this, but give us a brief overview of what this will look like.
Well, Mark's the founder, so why don't you start?
So this is really designed to bring the entire startup community here in Rochester together, trying to get everybody all in one place at one time. There's a real big ecosystem here. A lot of people think like Raleigh, North Carolina, or they think like Silicon Valley, but Rochester is becoming a really powerful startup community, and there's so many resources and organizations, and we've reached out to as many as we can identify and invite them to participate, and we've had a lot come, and it's going to be a really exciting event at, tomorrow afternoon at the Golisano Institute.
Dive a little deeper into that. The comparison to Silicon Valley and Raleigh. What does our region have that, other parts of the country might be missing, that we've got this electricity in the air that's just great for entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that Rochester, Rochesterians are famous for talking about the weather. We get on an airplane, the weather. But you know what? We are a city that punches so much harder than our weight. Why? Because for a city our size, the technology that comes out of this place, the business in general that come out of this place, it's becoming an AI hub. I mean, at the Golisano Institute, they're going to have a couple robots, like, remember Rosie from the Jetsons, walking around pretty soon, the only place in town having that. So Rochester is just, it's becoming a hub for technology and AI, and startups are really rallying around that. So what Mark and I are doing at the Golisano Institute on Thursday is just providing, I think you used the word ecosystem. It's kind of like everybody in that ecosystem all coming together in one place for keynotes, panels, workshops. So if you're like a startup or you want to start a business, it's like the place to be on Thursday, because like everyone you need to talk to is going to be there.
It's a great place to network too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, people also think about like Kodak and Xerox and Bausch & Lomb, during the heyday of, Rochester business. Those were big corporations. But I think things are evolving, things are changing. So now it is about technology, small business, startups. So to David's point, it's really becoming a hub, and we're just trying to draw attention to it and provide resources and knowledge and learning and networking.
I imagine for people who are looking to start a small business, or maybe new small business owners, there's a lot of anxiety surrounding taking those first few steps to move forward. Aside from come to this summit, what would be your advice for them?
Well, I think Mark would probably echo that. We've both been entrepreneurs for a long time, and don't go at it alone, right? It can get very lonely, very scary. You're really kind of jumping off a cliff, and building the airplane on the way down. And don't be afraid to ask for help, and surround yourself with people and resources that can help you. People that have been there and done that and can tell you where the landmines are, and just be there for support and advice and experiences that they've already had that they can share with you.
You two already have your finger on the pulse of, entrepreneurship and the business world and what's going on right here at home. I'm wondering, is there anyone that you know of, any companies that you know are going to be at the conference that you're really excited about and people need to watch out for because they're up and coming, the next big thing?
Well, do you want to talk about Aaron Newman, the keynote?
There are a lot of young startups there that we don't know if they're going to explode yet. I mean, if they come to the summit, they have a better chance. But I will talk about, like Mark said, our keynote. So Aaron Newman is our keynote speaker. He is a serial entrepreneur. His latest, I'll say, big hit was a company called Cloud Checker, which you may remember. Started it from scratch, a technology company, cloud technology, and sold it for, let's say, a lot of money. And also, let's say, like, Aaron is set for life at a very early age. And now he gets to explore. He's an oceanographer, right? He's just doing something that he loves because, he did a startup that did very, very well. And now he could kind of, like, pursue a hobby for his living.
Wow.
Right? So he's our keynote. And he's started many companies, so he's going to be sharing his experiences.
But I could also
follow
say,
those footsteps.
just to add real fast, that even within the panelists and as we've been preparing for the sessions, there are literally individuals in there that each could be keynote speakers in and of themselves, coming from all different backgrounds, and many have launched successful businesses, many have launched several and more, but the biggest one is definitely Tom Golisano as well. I mean, we're at the Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship, so the perfect place for us to host this summit, and we've had such tremendous support from the Institute, so yeah, it's all there, and it's all happening Thursday.
Excellent. Thank you both so much for your time today. We appreciate it, and we'll put all of the event information over on foxrochester.com so you can check it out.
8:55 this morning. Stick around. A lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this. We still have a lot to come this morning on Arc Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour. Stephanie Joseph will be breaking down some of our top political stories.
Yeah, she joins us now from the live desk with a preview of what we can expect at 9. Morning, Steph.
Good morning there, guys. In today's Political Pulse, we take a look at a new defense plan by President Donald Trump, how soon he plans to complete the Golden Dome missile project, plus what the House Speaker is saying about a budget bill as discussions continue on Capitol Hill, and when President Trump and South Africa's president are expected to meet. That's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Arc Rochester returns right after this.
It's Wednesday, it's 9 o'clock, it's May 21st. Thanks for sticking with us on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean. We'll check in with him to get the forecast in just a moment. We do, though, want to check in with Stephanie Joseph over at the live desk with your Wednesday morning news break.
Here are some of the top local stories that we're following this Wednesday morning. Now, the results are in after voters headed out to the polls yesterday. Many districts seeing their budgets and propositions approved. In Monroe County, Brighton, Greece, Pittsford, East Rochester, and Fairport's budgets all passed. In the surrounding areas, Avon, Honeoye Falls, Lima, and Victor and Wyoming residents also said yes to the district's funding requests. But that was not the case for all districts. Voters in the Caledonia, Mumford, and Canandaigua districts rejected their respective proposals. Now, as for propositions, the Churchville, Chi-Light, Hilton, and Spencerport school districts saw rejections to purchase electric school buses, trying to comply with state mandates. Well, voters in Penfield coming out in droves to cast their ballots, some waiting upwards of half an hour. Community members passed the $128 million budget after a school year marked by controversy. Now, earlier this year, the district faced backlash over a children's book, leading to threats that canceled board meetings and an incident where someone showed up in a gorilla suit wearing a MAGA hat. Taxpayers say this kind of division shouldn't be the only reason people show up to vote. A 35-year-old man is facing charges after a fight on the city's northwest side involving a sword. It happened yesterday afternoon on Lexington Avenue near Maryland Street. Rochester police tell us 3 people were fighting when one of them brought out a sword. All 3 were cut by that sword and taken to the hospital for what we're told are non-life-threatening injuries. Now, as of this morning, specific charges have not yet been announced. And new this hour, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding a missing man. I'll take a look here. This is 51-year-old Matthew Buffum, last seen leaving his home in Penfield around 9:30 last night. They say there is no evidence suggesting he's in danger, but anyone with information should call 911. Meantime, the Rochester Police Department is asking for the public's help to find a missing man they believe may be in danger. Now, take a look here. This is 50-year-old Jared Oswald. Police say he was last seen Monday morning walking away from a house on Harding Road. We're told he was wearing a gray hoodie, green T-shirt, and jeans. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call 911. For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Back to you.
All right, Steph, thanks. Let's get a look at the forecast now and our answer to today's weather trivia. Mark is here, and it's going to rain and be cold and a word I can't say on TV.
Yeah, not great for the outdoor stuff, right? For the next few days. What was it?
Word?
What word?
I can't say it on TV.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
All right.
Another word to describe something gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it.
Lose the job, you know?
Got it.
Abby would like this weather to grow away. Grow away.
Yes.
Grow away. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, on that theme, let's talk about our trivia today. It's about the growing season and how long it is for Rochester. So the threat of frost is now out of the forecast. Typically after Memorial Day, we're pretty safe. Do you know how long a normal growing season is in Western New York? Is it 120 days, 150, 180, or 210 days?
Okay. So
now I will say this. Okay, here's some of the answers. Julie, Yvonne, and Janet said B. Mary and Barb went with A on the trivia today. I will say this. For our latitude, we are gifted with much more time than we should at this latitude.
I'm going to go with B.
B at 150 days?
I am, yeah.
okay, so how many months are you thinking are cold though? Or freezing temp?
All of them are freezing to me.
I know. But I was going to say growing season. Okay, so I shouldn't have done this backwards. I'm going to say growing season, end of May, June, July, August, September, part of October. So I'm going to say that, what's that, 4 months in total?
That would be 4 full months.
4 full months. So I'm going to go.
But May can be kind of funny too.
I'm going to go 120 days.
120 days? And
Yeah.
the answer is actually 180 days.
What?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what?
Where are those other days?
Explain yourself.
So typically we would go from the first or second week of May until at least the second or third week of October with temperatures above 32. Now, we'll have frost. We will have frost on some of those early season and late season days, but that doesn't mean that the air temperature is actually below freezing because frost starts to form at 36. Okay, so it's one of those weird deals. It's not great.
But that's what I said. Those were the months that I had.
Right. So
part of May.
But if you took all
June, July,
take all
August.
of May and then potentially
September. I was a month off.
Yeah, September. So 180. But get this, if we can go back to that imagery there, we had a growing season back in 1926 that made it 216 days. It went from April 11th through November 14th.
Wow.
So I mean that's how far we can stretch out. We're blessed because of the Great Lakes and somewhat cursed in the wintertime, depending on how you look at this. But they're a natural governor on our weather, and they keep the temperature up during the winter and down during the summer. But we're going to switch this up today.
Look at this.
Muddy paws.
Guys.
The kitties can get muddy paws too, right? This is Buddy and Taz on the screen today. Thanks for sharing your photo, and we'd love to see them. If you can go to 13wham.com/chime in. We have a QR code that we can put on the screen here for you too. We'd love to see pics of your pups and your four-legged friends that have to go out and brave this weather that we're having over the next couple of days. Let's throw the towel in for today and tomorrow.
I think we already have.
I know. It's definitely towel time. Wet paws Friday and Saturday, and by Sunday, Monday, we should finally be able to dry those paws out for the barbecues at the end of the weekend. But we're at 51 now, still officially rain-free, although with that southeast wind, this is not going to last long. There's the last rain-free area. It's off to the east in Wayne County. Monroe County is starting to see that rain build in from the south, and the wide view shows that southwest to northeast movement of the rain. It's going to continue to spread north as we go through the rest of the day today. So, with low pressure positioned where it is, this is one of those setups for us that can put down a solid, steady rain, and it looks like that's going to be the case through this afternoon, this evening. And even overnight tonight, we still have rain in the forecast. Heading into Thursday, it's occasional rain showers, and sadly, I think most of Friday is going to be dominated by that system too. So, you tab up all the rain that could fall. By dinner time tonight, it's a quarter to a half inch. Add in what could fall overnight tonight, and some spots are going to go over an inch for the rain, especially west and southwest of Rochester. It's definitely something we'll watch, but not something that we're necessarily concerned about in terms of flooding. It's just a good soaking rainfall, and the rain, and there it is. We drop back to about a 20% chance there Sunday and Monday. That's why we're drying it out a little bit. But your temps today are stuck in the 50s. Take a light jacket. Take an umbrella with you. It's a steady breeze out of the southeast as well, and the 7-day forecast will start to dry it out next week. We'll get back to near 70 and closer to seasonable weather, I would say.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to average would be good.
Yep.
The good news here, 29 days, people. 29 days to go.
It won't be long now.
Yeah. Ashley, I am going to make a request that for the next 29 days, we find a different beauty weather shot that we use.
You know what, Dan?
He's very demanding.
I think you can do that, and I'll put my name on it and just take credit for it.
Oh.
Like most of this show.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're getting a preview of an upcoming event that'll have you grooving.
Don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. We're back after this.
9:13 this Wednesday morning. If you are a fan of Motown, then this weekend you might want to put on your dancing shoes.
The International Plaza is hosting the ultimate Motown tribute concert filled with music from some of the greatest artists of all time.
Yeah, and this morning we're getting a special look at the upcoming show and what you can expect. For more, we're joined now by show producer Jay Whispers and International Plaza site manager Jason Barber. Thank you both so much for waking up and coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. This sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
What can people expect?
Actually, bring your dancing shoes.
Yeah,
Bring your
yeah,
dancing
definitely.
shoes, that's for sure. Bring your dancing
Definitely.
shoes.
I mean, you gotta bring your dancing shoes anytime you come to the plaza.
That's true.
Like, if it's not just R&B and Motown, it's salsa, merengue, bachata, it's everything.
You've got it all. So where did the idea for the Motown event come from?
Well, I was contacted by my partner here, Mr. Jason, and we were planning on putting events down in the plaza. So he asked, could I come up with an idea for the first event down in the plaza? So I came up with Motown. The reason why I did that is because to get other folks to come out as well, you know, that hasn't been to the plaza, and I need them to come down there just to see what the Motown sound sounds like, and to, you know, experience a different atmosphere of the plaza itself and the food, and just come and have a great time in the culture of it. So, you know, Berry Gordy, we all know, was the man, you know, for Detroit, you know what I'm saying, for Motown. So I figured I'd just go ahead and do something in honor of him, and also to bring some Motown sound with positive vibe. My guys, Oblivion, they're going to be there, you know, Grand Tone going to be hosting. So we're going to have a great time down there Sunday.
Without giving too much away, describe that atmosphere that people will expect.
Well, they're going to expect a great, I would say, a great positive atmosphere where they can be more relaxed, have fun. You bring your lawn chairs with you so you can sit where you need to sit, because it will be packed. And the atmosphere along with the food and all is going to be tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be totally tremendous.
Do you anticipate, because listen, when I think Motown, I think of the style, the fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Are people showing up in costume? Is that encouraged?
Well, they can. I would love for them to.
great.
Yeah, come on down. Come on down to your Motown gig. Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Because listen, some people, all they got to do is open their closets and reach in the back.
Yes.
And they've got it already.
They got it already. That's what it's about. Yes.
All right, good to know.
Sir. We need everybody to come down. If you want to dress up, come on. Dress up. Come and have a good time. You know, listen to some old Marvin Gaye. Listen to some Four Tops. You know, listen to some Etta James and all that good stuff that we have. These are two live bands.
Etta James and Motown, it's Cadillac. Get it right, bro.
Cadillac Records.
Cadillac Records.
Why is it so important for people to explore different tastes of music, something that they might not consider?
I think you know, when it comes to like his events, I think any of the events at the plaza, it's just a great way for our city to come to the neighborhood and also experience, like you said, these different types of music, these different types of cultural vibes. You know, I you know, being part of the International Plaza for the last year and being part of this amazing space, like you've said it. We've had police officers, we've had people, so many people say it's this little oasis in the middle of the city.
Yes, it is.
Where you can get truly international food, authentic Mexican, Colombian, Venezuelan, Ecuadorian food. But then you can also listen to Motown, listen to soul, listen to classic hip hop. You can go in and, you know, have Rock Un Poder and listen to like contemporary salsa, merengue, bachata. Like, it's such a unique space.
Yes, it is.
And it's just full of life and joy.
Right.
You know, and everyone comes there and they just leave with a smile and really full.
They do, really. They really do.
We're running low on time, but here's what I want to ask of the two of you. Motown. What does Motown, in 3 words or less for each of you, what does Motown mean?
It's my soul.
Soul. So
Yeah.
we put it together, huh?
It's my soul.
It's your soul.
Soul within.
Yeah, it's same with me. It's been it's the music I grew up on. It's like I grew up on salsa and I grew up on Motown. Like those two like beats of my heart.
It's like sitting in the kitchen and you got that Motown music going, and next thing you know, okay, now you're back rocking in the chair, now you up dancing, don't turn that music up. That's that Motown.
I love it. I love it.
Very good. All right, for somebody who's sold, give us the date, time, information, everything people need to know.
Well, it's this Sunday, the 25th, from 1 to 5, International Plaza, North Clinton Avenue, of course. come down, man. All I can sit here and say, get there early, get your spots where you want to sit. I could say at about 1:30, between 2 o'clock, Oblivion is hitting the stage. You guys do not want to miss Oblivion, man. They are fired. After that, then we have Positive Vibe. We'll be closing it out as the headliner of the event. And both of these live band groups are going to do their thing in that plaza, man.
Gonna rock it.
The plaza opens at 12, so get there early if you want to get some really good food and chill and find your spot.
Yes.
Love it. Thank you both so much. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate
and
it.
for you, we will post all of this information and much more on our website after the show, foxrochester.com.
When we come back, Steph will be here breaking down some of our top political headlines.
Your political pulse coming up next.
It's time for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. We're learning new details about President Trump's new missile defense system. Now it's called Golden Dome, and the measure comes with a $175 billion price tag. $25 billion of that would come from a budget bill struggling to make its way through Congress. Now the missile defense system would be designed to detect and destroy potential attacks, specifically long-range missile strikes from space and even on the ground. It's similar to Israel's own Iron Dome, the defense secretary calling it a game changer and generational investment in the security of America. But the Congressional Budget Office believes the cost for the Golden Dome could rise to more than $500 billion over 20 years to make it viable. Still, Trump says he wants everything built in the next few years.
I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. And that's what we're doing. Today I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term.
Well, turning now to the debate over the House GOP's One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Lawmakers in the House's Rules Committee meeting since 1 this morning over the policies. Now, there seems to be bipartisan pushback on the legislation, but for different reasons. Some believe the spending cuts don't go far enough. Others, though, are concerned about the future of Medicaid, as the bill would cut spending for the program by billions with new requirements. President Trump showing up on Capitol Hill himself yesterday to get members of his own party to throw support behind the bill. Some say progress, though, is being made.
With all the great things in this bill, everyone's going to have a lot to go home and brag about. So they're excited. Everybody's excited to get this thing to the finish line. And there's a lot of energy and a lot of anticipation.
I have 175,000 constituents in my district alone whose health care could be slashed if this bill goes through. Lives will be lost. People will go without medications. That's what's at stake. It's intolerable.
Now, what does the bill actually include? Well, here are a few major points in the more than 1,000-page bill. Adult recipients of Medicaid who are able to and don't have dependents would have to work at least 80 hours per month. Now, it's considered a cost-cutting measure here. States would pay more for SNAP benefit and administrative costs in the 2028 fiscal year, and those without dependents will have to fulfill work requirements until they are age 64 instead of 54. The bill also wants to make 2017 income tax cuts permanent and eliminate taxes in other areas like tips and overtime. There would also be more than $46 billion to restart construction on President Trump's border wall. The House Speaker says he plans to get the bill on the House floor tonight for a vote. And President Trump will host South Africa's president today. Now, the visit comes after dozens of white South Africans, or Afrikaners, came to the U.S. under refugee status, saying they were being persecuted for their race. The South African president, Cyril Ramaphosa, denied their claims. He now hopes to reset relations. And be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We're back after this.
Spatchcock Funk here to throw some barrels at you. This is Donkey Kong Country Ribs. About the name, right? So it's Donkey Kong because we love Donkey Kong, but it's actually reminiscent of Hong Kong. This is Hong Kong style cooking, which is a combination of sweet, sour, and spicy flavors that combine to make something really kind of special. Now let's get some country up in here, a little twang, right? So what we're using for the meat are country style ribs. Now, country style ribs actually aren't ribs at all. It's part of the pork shoulder, but they call them ribs because sometimes they come on a bone or without one and they look like they're ribs, but they're not. It's a bit of a tougher meat and it's very affordable. So if you do it right and treat it right, it's incredibly tasty and juicy. So really, Donkey Kong Country is because these are country style ribs. We're making Hong Kong flavors. Let's make the sauce and the marinade. You need 5 ounces of tamarind paste or the vinegar sugar mixture we talked about. Then a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, not dark, light brown sugar. Then our powder mix, a 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, 1/4 tablespoon cayenne pepper. Now, once you get that in there, mix it up so it's really good and even. Then take your beautiful ribs, put them in this marinade, make sure the marinade covers it a little bit, and you are going to just let this sit for 25 to 30 minutes. After the ribs have been chilling in Donkey Kong Country Land over here, taking a little bath, here's how you get your grill ready. Now, turn half of your grill onto medium high, and the other half leave off. This is cooking on indirect medium heat. Put your meat just on one side on the unheated part. You're gonna leave that for 25 to 30 minutes, close the lid and don't touch it. After it's got one side cooked up, what we're gonna do is take the remainder of your marinade and we are gonna baste one side of it liberally. Like, get this Donkey Kong goodness, all this tamarind, all this beautiful, tasty, sugary goodness on the one side, right? Now what we're gonna do is you are gonna flip it just once. Flip it once, baste that other side. And remember, it's on indirect heat, so it's not gonna look super charred up. That's what we want. When you take it off, it's gonna look like that. Brown, cooked, tiny grill marks. After that, we're gonna set it onto some tin foil, right? Now, tin foil, you want to wrap it up tight because it's gonna continue cooking and the juice is gonna keep flowing throughout this beautiful piece of meat. So we're gonna wrap it up tight. We're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes. Oh, we've been waiting so long for this. We're gonna take our beautiful pork ribs out. And if you look at this piece, all the way around it, you got this beautiful cooked approach to it, and it is awesome. So what we're gonna do, since this is the boneless version, is we're just gonna cut a couple slices, and it's gonna come out looking perfectly porky, just like that. The best part, here's a bite that Donkey Kong himself would throw some barrels for. Tender, juicy, sweet, just like our hearts. From our heart to yours, Spatchcock Funk.
.30, thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. Okay, it's time for Reporter Recap. And this morning, the American Legion Post in Henrietta is asking for help identifying cremated remains after an urn was left at their doorstep.
As our own Christian Garzone explains, they think the remains are of a veteran, and they want to give that veteran a dignified burial.
It was a day in early fall when the veterans at American Legion Post 1151 came across a bagged urn with an American flag design resting on a bench outside on Middle Road.
Every veteran is entitled to a proper burial.
Tim Tysall is a chaplain here and a member since 1977. An urn being dropped off like this is a first for him. The American Legion Post took the urn to a nearby funeral home and no markings were found in the urn or with the ashes.
We're looking for an identity. How it gets there and by what ways really doesn't matter. We're not going to point the finger at anybody. We just want to solve the mystery and give them the send-off, or her, that they so deserved.
Tysall says the security video was grainy, but they recall the person dropping off the remains as a man in a light blue Jeep. Tysall and the other veterans are asking why.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's guilt, or they found it and didn't know what to do with it.
Tysall says if they can figure out who this is, they have burial plots available. If this veteran remains known only to God, they will place them in their walk of honor out front.
Somebody knows who this is, and I hope whoever sees this on TV maybe it'll tweak their conscience a little bit and have them drop off some sort of information, but we would love to have something to give the deceased a name.
Christian Garzone joining us now with a little more on this story, some recent developments. Christian?
Yeah, last night I got a phone call from the Legion. They told me they said, Christian, we have a hit. And I said, oh, tell me more. And apparently a guy telephoned, don't know the name, but a guy telephoned saying he's the one who dropped the urn off. He bought it at a thrift store and didn't know what to do with it, so placed it on a bench and walked away. But my question is, why would an urn be at a thrift store?
Mm-hmm.
And if it was during the day, wouldn't you at least knock on the door and say, hey, I've got this urn, versus just leaving it and walking away? So I think there's more to the story, obviously. And obviously, if it was somebody who just picked up this anonymous urn from a thrift store, we still don't know the identity of this veteran, whoever he or she is.
Are they going to be reaching out to that person again? Are they going to, have a full conversation? Hey, can you come in and talk to us?
I believe so. I have to give them a call this morning and figure it out, because they were kind of wrapping things up for the day, and it was 6 o'clock at night. Not that was really late or anything, but I just got to give a call when they open and figure out what's going on here with this. So hopefully it leads somewhere, because the key here, no questions asked. They just want to get this person a dignified burial.
Right.
And they have 3 plots available at a nearby cemetery ready to go. And if they do this, we'll be invited to the ceremony, hopefully, and we'll give this person some coverage.
But also, you have to wonder if this is someone's loved one and they are not aware that the urn is gone. The urn is missing from wherever it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know?
I know, it's got to be somewhat traumatic and concerning for that person. Whoever.
Absolutely.
And I believe that the funeral home they took it to identified the urn as being dated somewhere in the early to late 80s. The flag to me looked kind of a little older than that, but the funeral home said this is roughly from the mid 80s era. So it's existed at least, 40 years or so, just like that. And maybe a thrift shop, you see this, you think it might be some kind of vase or something, but eventually you unscrew the top and see it's full of ashes. I looked inside and it's, a bag full of remains in there.
And as a veteran, Christian, if you don't mind explaining the significance of giving veterans a proper burial and the honor that they deserve.
These are people that serve our country. They answer the call, regardless of what their job was or branch of service. So they all deserve some kind of dignity. And a lot of veterans that I served with, people kind of running from something. They were lower income, whatever. This is something that means a lot to them in their career and their families. It's a mark of pride for them, for this country. They answered the call. They deploy overseas. They're on call 24/7 around the world. And they could be called into conflict or combat anytime. They're ready to go. And they deserve at least a dignified burial, whoever this person might be.
Well, and I'm also sitting here thinking to myself, what if that person's loved ones are no longer here?
Yeah.
And the resting place was supposed to be together eventually at some point, some way, shape, or form. And this is a way for anybody out there who's watching who thinks, I wonder what happened, to reach out. And they might have that little nugget of information that unlocks this whole thing.
And they could, if you do want to reach out, the post is at 260 Middle Road here in Henrietta. And the phone number, don't mean to look down at my notes here, but the phone number is 585-334-8228.
I'm sure you've got that online as well.
They have a website of sorts they can look, but they'd prefer if you just called or email, or you can send a letter in the mail to P.O. Box 72, Henrietta, New York, and that'll get to the Legion, and you can, help them figure this out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's it's sad when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. You never know what families are going through, and if this person dropped it off, had a tough relationship with that person, you just don't know what's going on.
Or, maybe an accident. You think about how many times, somebody passes on and then an estate sale happens or things are donated and it very well could have
gone.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been an accident.
And too many veterans I know, they spend a lot of time alone and they don't have a lot of family, just in my personal experience. And sometimes it can be kind of a lonely existence post-service, so you never know.
Yeah.
This person deserves that dignity. Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see, though, where this story goes. I'm hopeful that there will be some sort of resolve, maybe later today.
We'll keep you posted.
You never know.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Time right now is 9:37. When we come back, we're learning more about the special anniversary celebration honoring the 19th Ward.
Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. Arc Rochester is streaming right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We're back after this.
On this Wednesday, the 19th Ward Community Association is celebrating their 60th anniversary this year. And this morning, we're looking ahead to a special event that'll definitely be a blast for the whole community.
Yeah, next month, you are invited to celebrate with them at their Square Fair event. For more on the upcoming celebration and what you can expect, we're joined now by Rochester City Council member Lachey Harris and the president of the 19th Ward Community Association, Jesse Knopf. Thank you both so much for coming in bright and early. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. 60 years. What a milestone. What can families expect if they decide to come out to Square Fair?
Fun, friends, family, and food.
Wow.
We like those things.
Great music.
Great
But it didn't
music.
start with an F, so it had to go to the side there. I get it. Give us a little more information about the fun, the food, the music, a little overview.
So as chair, I've been doing this since 2011, and we always try to make sure that family is the center of everything. And the focus is, of course, the children, the kids, all the fun. So we have like these carnival style type events that they'll be able to do, games. Of course, the bounce house. We have a mechanical bull that's coming, and these like bungee type contraction that kids can have fun with. And then we also have vendors, plenty of vendors that'll be there from our community, a combination of business vendors and community-centered vendors. And of course, there's going to be food. We'll have food vendors there as well. And of course, he said the entertainment. Entertainment is also the center point to keep our parents and our other family members there. Our headliner is Magnetic Flow, a Frankie Beverly Mays tribute band. So they play R&B type blues.
Lachey, I'm going to ask for those T-shirts because I want to show them here to the people at home. And while I do that, Jesse, I want to talk to you about the importance of community. Why is it so important for communities to come together like this and celebrate, have these events, and talk about them publicly and invite everyone else to them?
So, community is so important to myself, so many of us in the 19th Ward. For a lot of us, it's why we live in the neighborhood. And Square Fair, like many of our events, is a great opportunity to show off everything our neighborhood has to offer, not just for residents of the community, but for the whole city and, those in the suburbs as well.
There really is so much to offer. Give us an overview of some of the hidden gems that people may be unaware of.
So first of all, make sure to get there early because we have the best pancake breakfast to kick off Square Fair. Wow. Starting at 8:30. So get there early, get some pancakes and sausage. We might put you to work if you're looking like don't have anything to do. Then we also have our parade, which goes through the neighborhood and ends at the festival. And outside of the headliners, we have a lot of great local acts. It's always great to see some of our youth performers as well that we feature, and just seeing everyone out in the community.
What's the pitch to somebody who might be sitting on the couch this morning, taking it easy, who thinks to themselves, it sounds like it's something I might want to do. What do you do to sell them, hook, line, and sinker?
You got your elevator's pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the neighborhood. You get to come to the heart of the 19th Ward and enjoy the splendor of community fellowship and then fun, family fun. And then the beautiful part about it is you can bring the whole family all the way down to grandma, and everybody's going to enjoy it because everything is family clean.
That's very good.
It'll be a beautiful day too.
Yes, absolutely. We're hoping for it to be a gorgeous day. Again, for somebody sitting at home, when, where, what do they need to know? Do we need to register or do we just show up?
Just show up. It's free, first of all, and June 7th.
First Saturday in June. Mark your calendar. From here on out.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Thank you both so much for coming in today. We appreciate it. And we'll put all the event information, of course, on foxrochester.com.
9:45 this morning. Stick around. We've got a lot more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we are asking each other some would you rather questions. We are?
Apparently so. We'll tell you more after this.
the gang is all here because today we're going to be taking part in a little game for one of today's national holidays.
It's National End of the World Day.
Sure feels like it.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Of the world as we know it.
We're going to be posing some hypotheticals here to ask each other, would you rather?
Oh, boy.
Okay, so would you rather survive a zombie apocalypse alone or with a group of people you can't stand?
The second one.
Group of people you can't stand? But what happens, Steph, when one of those people in that group gets bit? Now you can't stand them and they're a zombie.
I'll just walk away.
Or if you really don't
know.
like them, you can push them to the zombies.
Yeah, bait.
That's true. Oh, use them as bait.
Goodness.
Just saying.
Because life's more interesting with the people you can't stand rather than being by yourself.
No, I think I would go, let me fly solo.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
want a
I think I'd
warm
be
bodies
alone.
storyline. You ever seen that movie, Warm Bodies?
No.
I would watch it. It's basically she falls in love with a zombie who ends up like becoming human.
Oh.
So that would be,
Isn't that the reverse of what
Yeah.
typically happens
Yeah, yeah.
with zombies?
which makes
Wow.
it interesting.
There you go. All right, cool.
All right, go for it.
Would you rather face a global alien invasion or a robot uprising?
Well, we
Either,
already,
both.
We already have
I
the
want
second.
'em.
So,
We also have a global alien invasion.
Yeah,
well, that's been here the whole time.
I know.
Yeah, I'll go alien invasion.
I'm here for both of them. Bring them on.
Yeah, why not?
The robots, I've been very nice to technology. I
Yes, you
treat
have.
my AI very well.
And to the aliens, just take the face mask off.
Yeah.
We're over it.
We know who
you're
you
out
are.
there.
Yep, yep.
We know you're out there, and we know you're in the
Yep.
control room right now.
Beep boop bop beep bop boop bop.
Yeah, that's probably what it's going to sound like at the end.
Yup, probably.
Steph?
I will say robot uprising.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, would you rather know the exact date the world ends or live in ignorance until it happens?
Exact date.
Live in ignorance.
I'll take ignorance.
Really?
Yeah, because nobody would be, quote, normal if you knew the exact date. It would
Yeah.
just all dissolve. Like, it would just be total anarchy.
However,
Right?
if like the apocalypse is coming and the big one is going to hit the big asteroids coming for
Yeah,
all of us,
yeah.
I
Well,
want,
they're not going to
you
tell
know,
us anyway.
No, but I would like
Until you can see it in the sky.
3 months. That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, just to do
Couple
whatever
of
you
weeks
want.
even.
Well, okay, I was interpreting that as like just I know.
Oh.
Not the whole
Oh.
world
Oh,
knows.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, Abby.
Well, that
is
would be
the only
kind
one
of
who
fun
wants to
then
know.
if you knew and then, like, but that's also kind of
I guess.
twisted.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility.
Oh, this is
Okay.
interesting.
Would you rather be the last person on Earth or disappear with everyone else?
Disappear. With
Disappear.
everyone else.
That'd be kind of
I don't know.
a hollow existence, right?
Would it?
Yeah, if you were just the last.
Yeah. It's a little. Actually,
Which
these are
came
a little
first, the
sad
chicken or
and
the
dark.
egg, though?
I don't know because
They're
here's the
supposed to
thing.
make you think.
Yeah. I'm thinking if you are the last one here, you will definitely gain a bit more perspective on everything.
And be able to share it with no one.
I'm just saying.